All right, Burkhardt, you got to explain to me, why is Dwight sending stuff out on Twitter and then texting me his tweets? Someone needs to explain this to me. And look, I get it, all right? You don't like Dame. You want to take a crack on his defense because the Bucks lose an early season game in Toronto. That's fine. Whatever. Now we're going to start making bold judgments on the Bucks like 4 games into the season. Get out of here.
I don't think the Bucks are going from very good defensively to really, really bad just because they got Dame, or as the Godfather says it, the Lillard effect.
So bad. Oh, my goodness. All right, what's going on? It's the 5th quarter. That's Chris Burkhardt. I'm Chad Doing. Sorry about the high school element of the beginning of our show, but there was a little snafu with the computers here. So it's great to be with you, and I think all of you Trailblazer fans out there should feel pretty good about what you saw tonight in Detroit. Back-to-back wins to finish out the road trip, and more importantly, it's now back-to-back wins where multiple guys step up to make game-winning contributions. And it was the defense in the second half that carried the Trailblazers to the victory. In fact, they held the Pistons to just 42 points in the second half on 37.8% shooting. And the star of the night was Shaden Sharpe. He finished with a team-high 29 points, 26 of those coming in the second half. I also grabbed 7 rebounds and dished out 5 assists. He was a playmaker, but what I love is the Trailblazers tonight being aggressive and attacking the rim and understanding that, hey, if we settle for 3 based on the shooters that we don't have, we're going to have problems. But they attacked, and as a result, the officials rewarded them tonight, and they're able to get to the foul line and put up 33 free throw attempts. They connected on 27, and as a result, they were plus 17 at the foul line. That was the difference. The Blazers' aggression and the way they were able to lock down and get after it defensively there in the second half. That was a really nice performance and quite satisfying, especially when you look back at the game, you're like, dang, they were down by 18 at one point, down by 12 at the half. And that's usually where teams at the end of a road trip kind of shut it down. But, they got energized by the youth. It was the young guys once again stepping up and really making a difference. And they kind of leaned on Shaden Sharpe there in that fourth quarter where he had the ball in his hands. He was in attack mode, and he was out there making a difference. And when I mentioned multiple guys out there making game-winning plays, Jeremy Grant played a ton tonight, 38 minutes, 24 points. He connected on 2 of 4 from downtown. DeAndre Ayton now, another game where he played over 30 minutes, and he got production, 16 points and 11 rebounds for DeAndre Ayton. Also had 5 steals, so he was everywhere. Shaden Sharpe, team-high 29 points, 7 boards, 5 assists. And Scoot Henderson, before he exited the game, played another strong outing early in the season. He suffered a right ankle sprain. There's no update on his status. Finished with 11 points and 7 assists. Just 3 turnovers in the 20 minutes of action that he got. Off the bench, they got 14 from Malcolm Brogdon in 25 minutes. And good hustle from Robert Williams, 6 points, 8 rebounds. And we saw Tamani Kamara get 25 minutes once again. And he was out there just defensively getting after it. Tamani Kamara has been impressive. And I'm not going to go overboard and tell you what I think Tamani's going to become. I'm just going to continue to tell you what I've said so far, that, he's just one of those players where he continues to play hard, and his work and his effort that we're seeing in practice or hearing about in practice, and then it translates to games. Coaches will find ways to get more minutes for players like that. And I like his hustle. You can see him working on defense in the right position, working over screens, communicating. And he's got a unique body style with some length, so he can create some problems. Very impressed by Tamani Kamara. The Blazers as a whole getting after it tonight. And that was a good win for this team and all the different things that we've talked about, new faces, youth, lack of continuity. For them to start out 0-3, get blown out by 28 points in Philadelphia on Sunday, and bounce back to get back-to-back wins over Toronto and Detroit is nice. And now they'll get a day off, and they'll face the Memphis Grizzlies Friday night at Moda Center. Tip-off will be at 7, and they get the second game against Memphis on Sunday at Moda Center. Tip-off at 6. I'm Chad Doing. That is Chris Burkhardt. This is the 5th quarter here on your home of the Blazers, 620 Rip City Radio. We're going to hear from Chauncey Billups later in the show. And your telephone number is 503-248-0620. 503-248-0620. I like the effort they had on Cade Cunningham, particularly there in the second half. Cunningham was making an impact in the game. He scored a game-high 30 points, but he connected on just 11 of 27 from the field, and they forced him and harassed him into numerous mistakes and what I would consider bad shots at times in the second half, but he also committed 6 turnovers. The Blazers defense, as we talked about with this team, but they're going to find ways to win games. The last 2 games kind of lay a blueprint. Multiple guys playing with energy and making a contribution and finding different ways to impact the game, and particularly on defense. So it's going to require energy, hustle, uh, multiple guys stepping up, and then seeing that effort defensively where they can get out there and make a difference. So, yeah, I'm thrilled. I did not expect them to be in this position after the first 5 games, but that's impressive. Very impressive for the Blazers to put together those type of efforts back-to-back on the road with the youth that they have. And you've got numerous guys who don't know each other, and they're still learning how to play with each other and trying to understand exactly what the coaching staff wants them to accomplish. So, yeah, that's a big-time win for this group. Back-to-back road wins. They finish out the 3-game road trip at 2-1, and now they come back home feeling pretty darn good about themselves. And like I said before, when you have, the veterans, stepping up and doing a heck of a job, and then you get the energy from the young guys, it's going to make a big difference. And back-to-back games, Jeremy Grant and DeAndre Ayton able to make their presence felt. Malcolm Brogdon's been a steadying force so far this year. And then you sprinkle in the youth. Tonight it was Shaden Sharpe, and you get Jabari Walker playing with energy, Tamani Kamara. And that's the difference in the game. And you get some heady play from the vets. But that defense in the second half was nice. And I like the attack mode, too. It's like, hey, you don't have to shoot threes all the time. You can attack. And it says something about the aggression where you get a young team on the road attacking the basket like that and, kind of and demanding the respect from the officials. And they got rewarded by getting to the foul line. 33 foul shots. That's good. That's a good recipe for this team. Very, very good recipe for this team. And, for the Blazers to sit here at 2-3, they got to feel pretty good about that. That's nice. I know Burkhardt was upset. Couldn't be in Detroit tonight. I guess from what I've been told, Little Caesars Arena is the ultimate place for media dining. Is that the case, Burkhardt?
It's high up on the list. I mean, when I was there, it was basically a Little Caesars buffet, which it was the pizza, the breadsticks, the wings, and all. And again, I said this last time, but before some of you go, "Oh man, you're getting excited about Little Caesars pizza." Yeah, compared to some of the media dining out there, which is just like some microwaved hot dinner that they got out of the local frozen food aisle. Yeah, I got hyped for Little Caesars.
It's a good win tonight. Don't you
Very,
think?
very good.
Down 18, they come back in the second half strong. Great third quarter. And then the defense there in the second half making things happen, creating opportunities for this young group. And Shaden Sharpe in attack mode.
Absolutely. He was in attack mode. He's looking like a star. I think Sean Hyken tweeted out, friend of the show, said, by the end of the season, Shaden Sharpe might be the Blazers' best player if he's not already. I mean, he's playing like a stud. And I love the fact that Ant goes down and he steps up and does what he needs to do. So good on him. And for this game, and we'll talk plenty about it throughout the night, Chad, my favorite thing about this game was that it was won because of their defense. Don't forget to say that too often as a Blazer fan. But the guys you already mentioned, guys like Tamani Kamara, I thought played wonderfully. Outside of Shea, he was my highlight of the night, watching him play defensively.
Gosh.
So that was definitely a good win for this team.
He's the hardest worker I see on defense from this group right now. I mean, just hustling into the right place and fighting through over whatever it takes to get past the screen. He's willing to do it. That type of play can be infectious. When other guys take a look at the way Tamani's out there grinding, that's the way you set an example. They need that. It's good.
Yeah, absolutely they do. And yeah, funny enough, I've said this a few times, but there was a time there for a minute, I thought he was Malcolm Brogdon. Like, I was like, oh, Malcolm Brogdon, good defense. I'm like, oh, no, wait, that was Tumani. Just because he's moving that well. He's moving like a vet. So, yeah, definitely love to see it from him.
That's good. back-to-back road wins. Finish out the road trip at 2-1. They come back home now and get ready for back-to-back games against the Memphis Grizzlies. That was spectacular. Good work from the Blazers tonight. Very impressive. All right, we'll keep things rolling here on the fifth quarter. You can jump on board, 503-248-0620. Shaden Sharpe tonight, team high, 29 points, had 7 rebounds and 5 assists. You can also join us on our YouTube stream. We're live right now. Just go to youtube.com. Pull up our homepage, Rip City Radio 620. Subscribe, and the live link's right there. And you can join us here in studio. You got the fifth quarter with Chad Doing and Chris Burkhardt on 620 Rip City Radio.
The place to buy and sell your gold, silver, jewelry, and coins.
Here's Kamara, gives it up to Grant. Grant on the near side to Ayton with 16 to shoot. Got it at the elbow with jab step, surveys the floor. Starts to dribble, one bounce, picks it up, gives it to Grant in the corner. 3 for the lead, buries it! Blazers lead, 94-93. Timeout, Detroit.
All right, fifth quarter, Chad Doing and Chris Burkhardt with you here on 620 Rip City Radio. Also live on YouTube. You can go to youtube.com. When you get home, you can pull us up on your computer, wherever you may be, on your phone. Just go to the homepage, Rip City Radio 620, and you'll find the live link right there. You can also subscribe. And starting next Tuesday, we'll be live streaming all of our shows. Rip City Mornings with Justin Myers, Rip City Drive with Dwight and Chad, and also both Blazers Game Day and fifth quarter. Blazers get the win tonight over the Pistons,
Yeah, courtside
110
Monday.
to 101. And courtside Monday, yes.
I said to throw it in there.
Wherever else, whatever Chris wants to put up on YouTube, he's going to put up on YouTube. But yes, courtside Monday, of course. All of our shows, all local shows, we can now stream, which is beautiful. And it's going to be great. And you can check out our beautiful studios and all of the wonderful decorations that we have. But the Blazers get the win tonight in what was probably the best performance of Shaden Sharpe's young career and what we saw tonight, because it was in a game where the Blazers were trailing. They came back from down by as much as 18. They were down 12 at halftime, and they took control in the third quarter, and that's where Shaden really exploded. 26 of his team-high 29 points in that second half, and he just continued to grind and attack, and he was able to get to the foul line. He is a strong, strong dude, and he's got long arms. And with that type of length, and, you know, you can tell he's improving with his handle, his feel for the game. You know, obviously, compare him to Scoot, you can see the game obviously a lot slower for Shaden because of his experience, but proving that he deserves to be in the starting lineup. And if he keeps playing like this, Burkhardt, the interesting part will be what they do with Shaden once Ant returns. Because you don't want to keep that guy on the bench if he's going to continue to play like this, regardless of who comes back. You got to find ways to get him minutes.
That's really going to be the tough one, because he is playing incredibly well at the moment. And yes, it's early, but I mean, did we not say that this was going to be a question mark for the future? Which direction they go? Are they going to go Ant Shea? Are they going to go Scoot Shea? Are they going to go Scoot Ant? You know, what are they going to do? And Shea's making it pretty clear that he's going to be involved in that regardless.
I love it. 503-248-0620. Let's go out to Dexter, who wants to join the fifth quarter. Dexter, you're up. You're on. Fire away. And now he's gone. Bye, Dexter. Appreciate that phone call. 503-248-0620 is your telephone number. Let's take a listen to Chauncey Billups following the Blazers' 110-101 victory tonight in the Motor City against the Pistons. Here's what he had to say.
Shaden was incredible. You know, we got on his back. I thought Jeremy was big time, but DA, I mean, he was a presence in there. His rebound, he gets 5 steals in the game. Our bench continues to really hold us in there. You know, Big Rob, was happy to have him back. But, you know, Tumani and Malcolm, those guys were really good, you know, so we needed everybody.
26 points for Shaden in the second half. Can you just expand more on his game? And he had a big defensive play, knocked the ball off Hayes' knee there, crunch time. So, like, it seemed like he played point, I think, for you in the fourth quarter a lot too.
We did. We used him a lot as a playmaker. And Shaden was great the entire second half, except for with the exception of one play, he turned the ball over. Trying to get it to DA when, you know, we was in good shape and he was rolling. We was playing through him and just got a little lazy, you know. Didn't understand the moment. So that's a great teaching moment for him. But Shaden was awesome. You know, I got a little mad at him. He gave up a couple back doors, a couple offensive rebounds, which is unacceptable, you know, for Shaden. We know he's going to be capable of these kind of offensive nights. But I'm demanding a lot from him on both sides of the floor, you know. And when he doesn't, which is what you've seen at the end of the first half, where I took him and Scoot out. No, this game might be too big for y'all. So I took him right out, let the other guys finish, and they were ready to go and put him back in the second half.
How is Scoot?
It's sore. I'm not sure, you know, how bad it is, but he was the first one, just typical Scoot. He was the first one outside the locker room, congratulating everybody, giving everybody high fives. So I'm not sure, but I know he's really sore. For him not to come back into the game, it says a lot.
What do you really high on Shay, and you've also been really expecting a lot from him.
Yeah.
What's the balance between when you see a night like this, and then you were just talking about a few of the mistakes that he made, but he carried you guys on the back end to a win? What's the teaching and coaching?
Yeah, well, the balance is that, you know, I'm going to be consistent with him. So he's going to have these kind of nights where, you know, he carries us, but I don't just coach offense. You know, I coach him. I want him to be a great player. And I think all great players play both sides of the ball. And he's young, and he's in that phase where we're trying to mold him, you know. So I'm not going to let up on him or Scoot or these young guys. I can't let up on them because I'll be doing them a disservice. But he's going to be a star, you know, and he's going to appreciate that one day, that I did hold him to a certain standard, you know, every single day, you know, because he tells me he wants to be great. Well, there's a price to pay for that, you know. So I'm going to be consistent with Shaden, and all of our young guys is just kind of who I am, period. But I'm so proud of him. I don't want you to take it any other way. I'm proud as hell of him. He played 42 minutes in this game, and have to carry us on the offensive end. I mean, it's not easy, but he's capable.
You mentioned DA as well. I think we've seen these last couple games. Really seems like we're getting a good idea of just who he is as a player.
He's starting to relax a lot more. We're starting to find him in his sweet spots a lot more. You know, him and Scoot, I thought they were really good today in the pick and roll, and Scoot and everybody kind of finding him in that pocket. We just kind of getting to know each other. You know, so he is. I thought he was really good defensively out there, and he's just starting to show us, you know, what he's capable of.
How big of, in the second half tonight and 2 nights ago, you know, you just talked about offense, but how key was your defense in that second half?
It was what won us the game. It really was. It was what won us the game. We got really scrappy. Cade really hurt us in the first half, and a little bit of third quarter. I thought Tumani came in there and physically was able to match him, you know, and contest his shots, and he wasn't really running through him. You know, he was able to match him step for step, and I thought he did a good job of just making him work, you know, making him work for those shots. And the shots that he made, he had to earn. So that was a big deal for us. And then, you know, other guys, we just did a good job of getting some loose balls and getting some deflections, turning it over, finishing our defensive possessions with rebounds was a big thing for us.
There's Coach Billups. Blazers get the win 110-101 over the Pistons tonight in Detroit. I love that. Coach Billups just said the defense was key. It's what won them the game. Not too often we can say that over the last few years here in Portland. I like that. Defense winning the game for you. I need more of that.
Yeah, very nice to see. There was a play, too. I mean, we're praising Kamara, and he deserves it. But, like, as I was watching him, there was a play there. Might have been in the third quarter. I can't remember exactly when it happened. But he did very, very well guarding his guy all the way up the court. I believe it was Cunningham, got him into the lane where he stayed with him, put enough pressure on him that he didn't see, Cunningham, that is, Robert Williams coming in behind trying to help. And so Kamara just gets out of the way. Robert Williams skies, boom, easy block shot. Like, that was good teamwork between those two. Robert knowing what Tumani was doing, and Tumani keeping the body in front of him the whole time. Those are the little things you watch. You're like, gosh, if they can continue to build on that, then maybe they can do this whole defensive thing that Billups has been telling us for a while.
I like it. And how about DeAndre Ayton tonight? Getting more minutes, 16 points, 11 boards, 5 steals. Thank you, DeAndre. Thank you. 16, 11, and 5 steals for Ayton. That is beautiful. All right, we'll come back on fifth quarter. Blazers get the win tonight, 110-101 over the Pistons. They're back home on Friday for a game against the Grizzlies, the first of 2 against Memphis. Tip-off from Moda is at 7 o'clock. We'll come back with a scoreboard report and get you up to date around the NBA. And then we're going to hear Travis Demers in his conversation with Malcolm Brogdon. I'm Chad Doing. That is Chris Burkhardt. Fifth quarter here on your home of the Blazers, 620 Rip City Radio. Don't forget, we're on YouTube. Join the stream. You can be a part of the chat and take a look at our beautiful faces over the wonderful internet. Go to youtube.com, pull up our homepage, Rip City Radio 620. Subscribe to our page and click on the live link and join us. All right, let's get you up to date around the association tonight. We start in Houston where the Rockets take out the Hornets by a final score of 128-119. Fred VanVleet finished with 22 points and 11 assists. The Pelicans over the Thunder down in Oklahoma City. C.J. McCollum with 29 points and 11 rebounds. In New York, the Cavaliers over the Knicks, 95-89. Donovan Mitchell, 30 points and 6 rebounds. In Miami, the Nets over the Heat, 109-105. Mikal Bridges, 21 points and 7 rebounds. Bam Adebayo with 21 points and 14 boards in the loss. The Celtics destroy the Pacers in Boston tonight, 155-104. Jason Tatum with 30 points and 12 rebounds. In Atlanta, the Hawks 130, the Wizards 121. Dejounte Murray, 24 points and 8 assists, 25 for Kyle Kuzma in the loss. The Raptors ripped the Bucks in Toronto 130-111. Dennis Schroeder had 24 points and 11 assists. Malik Beasley, 20 points in the loss. Your Portland Trailblazers over the Detroit Pistons 110-101. Shaden Sharpe had 29 points and 7 boards. Games that are in action right now, fourth quarter in Minnesota. The Timberwolves lead the Nuggets 110-89. Jokic has 25 and 10 for the Nuggets. This will be Denver's first loss of the year. They're 4-0 going into the game tonight. In Dallas right now, the Bulls on top of the Mavericks 86-85. Nikola Vucevic with 16 points and 17 rebounds. Halftime in Utah, the Jazz blowing out the Grizzlies 79-46. Lauri Markkanen has 17 points and 8 rebounds at halftime. First quarter in San Francisco, Warriors lead the Kings 18-12. And coming up momentarily on ESPN in Los Angeles, the Lakers and Clippers, LA favored by 3.5. Paul George averaging 27 points a game, and Anthony Davis, 25 points, 13 rebounds. And that is your scoreboard report here on the fifth quarter. Let's go out to the phones, 503-248-0620. Let's talk with Otto. Otto, welcome to the fifth quarter. You're on. Fire away.
Hello, Chad Doing. We understand your car warranty has expired 31 months ago. We're here to offer you all the hope we can. Did you know you can extend your car's warranty through our service? According to our records, your car has a leaky radiator, balding tires, an exhaust leak, numerous rattles and clunks. It's noisy as hell. On the interior, ripped seats, very foul odors, moldy carpet, unidentified substances in the back seat, cracked glass, poor alignment, a hole in the muffler. Your car would not even qualify to be a hoopty in the hood. Let's check the price for your extended car warranty. $11,382 for 9 days. Please get your car off the road. It's a POS to the fourth degree. We suggest you unload it. Unload it now. Goodbye, loser.
There you go. There you go. Fifth quarter after dark. You never know what you're going to get. I think they're taking a shot at me, too. Not a big fan of the grocery getter I get, and I am a loser. I do think my dad always warned me when I was younger. Car warranties, he always thought were just a big sham. Not a big fan of those.
Every warranty you can get, and every little add-on, like, oh, do you want the warranty that lasts for 13 months? No, I'll just go with the one that comes with it. Yeah, but that's only 12. For an extra $200, you can get the 13-month warranty.
Yeah. Well, in that case, I'll go for that.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Let's go out to Victor in Turkey. Victor, welcome back, my friend. The stage is yours. Fire away.
Hi, brother. I'm so, inspired and happy about this win. After 3 losses, I was going to give up, but now when they got 2 on the road, I'm really excited because I had a feeling that using the psychology major, I just, I think a lot because, when I was in college, I had to think a lot of things. So even after college, I'm still thinking a lot of things about what is going on. So what I was thinking, about the culture of, starting with the American culture, you see, American culture is a culture that they require the best. And now we have, for example, in every aspect, if you look at every aspect, whether it's a television, whether it's a movie, whether even your channel, everything they are, I would say the number one in the world. The second word could be Canadian or English maybe, but not the Russian for sure. So what I'm saying is that's true for the basketball too. They are number one in the Olympic and number one in the world. And coming back to the Blazer, what I was thinking is when the Blazer lost 3 in a row, and even you or Chris or maybe something like that, they said, well, we are not going to be a championship. We are not going to be a contender, and then we are not going to be even in the playoffs. I don't agree with that because, as I said, I'll go back to the culture, American culture. What it is, when you make to the NBA game, all these players, they work really hard to get to the NBA team, and a lot of them they don't make it, and they have to go to find another job, and also some of them they waive. There are a lot of good players that the team they waive them off, and they stay like that. The Turkish guy, Freedom, I forget his name, Anis Kanter, or something like that. They are very good players, but they cannot find a team. So when the players come to the Blazer, they feel they are good, they are okay. But what I'm saying is, I think they don't think about, well, we are not going to be making a playoffs, or we are not going to do this, do that. But this road team win shows the opposite. That means they are not going to give up, and they are not going to, the psychology, we're going to compete no matter what, we are not going to beat, Milwaukee or something like that. But I think they can beat a lot of teams. They can beat maybe Phoenix and other teams. And also DeAndre, Ayton, when we have a superstar, or a star like a DeAndre, or the other guy, maybe a couple other guys, they don't wanna feel that we're gonna be a loser. I think their psychology is we are here for a long term. We are here for 82 games, and we are not gonna just keep losing, and let's go back on a winning track. I think their psychology changed. Their psychology changed. And also, Chad, I have to give you something about the Ant Simon and Sharpe.
Yes.
When you make a comment.
Yes.
I think, excuse me, let me explain. I think they have to move Sharpe to the another position, like a forward or something, and keep Ant, because we need, believe me, we need two 3-point shooters. In this game, we didn't make a lot of threes. So we need 2 3-point shooters, and one of them is Sharpe, say, and the one Ant, obviously is a good shooter. I think we have to keep both of them. Whether one of them would start and the other one come, or maybe we keep both of them on the, in the starter. But I think we shouldn't get rid of them. And I think Ant is better than Scoot Henderson. Scoot Henderson, he cannot make it to that level. That's my idea.
Well, Victor, I appreciate it, my friend. Always a pleasure to have you on. Anthony Simon right now is the best player on the team. Unfortunately, he's out. They do need his three-point shooting. Going into the game tonight, I think Portland was the second worst three-point shooting team in the league. And that's, well, frankly, that's going to continue throughout the year because they just don't have enough good shooters on the floor. That's what I like about what they did tonight, where they attacked. They got 33 free throw attempts because they put the ball on the floor and attacked the rim. That's critical, so they needed that. And I wasn't concerned after the first 3 games, win, lose, or draw. I mean, like we mentioned before, this team is young, very young, new faces. They don't have any continuity, so they're learning how the coaches want them to play. They're learning about each other, where their teammates want to be, and you've got guys adjusting to the NBA game. So that was something that, well, I would have hoped that you would expect would take some time. But, it's nice to see if you show a little bit of patience to allow these guys to play a little bit, you can see some of the change. And Shaden Sharpe's been terrific. Shaden Sharpe's been great. Anthony Simon's going to be out for a bit, but it's nice to see multiple guys step up and make game-winning contributions. Let's go back out to the phones. Let's go to Daniel in North Phoenix. My man, Daniel, what's going on, brother?
What's up, Chad? How's it going, my dude?
Fabulous. Good to hear your voice, man. What do you think about what you're seeing from this young Blazer squad so far?
Dude, I love the way Shaden is playing. I don't know how you're going to leave him out of the starting lineup when Ant gets back. It doesn't make any sense because, he's our only, he can basically do a lot with the ball handling. That's the ball handling and the passing I'm so surprised by, because last year he just didn't look like he had that. But his, I don't know, he looks like a creative player out there, where he's creative and he's trying to get people involved and he's playing defense. It's just, I'm super impressed with him, and I love the way Ayton is playing too. And I love that they got Scoot involved with him early with the pick and roll. Did you like that lob in the beginning of the game? I love that.
Oh, anytime I see those guys throwing lob passes, we haven't seen it like a decade in Portland. It's nice, especially when you got guys who can get up and use their athleticism like that. Fabulous.
Oh, I loved it. Oh, by the way, what was I going to say? The guy that called in, the warranty guy?
Yes.
That guy sounds like the guy that called in last week, the guy that called in when Oregon lost. That guy sounds the same way. He also sounds like the same guy that used to tackle wheels. Do you remember that guy? The guy that leaves voicemails? They sound exactly the same, I think.
I don't know about that, Daniel. I'll have to play one of the Wheels voicemails on the show here in a bit, and we can make the determination. But I want that guy to call me so bad, but I've never gotten one voicemail from him. It just disappoints me.
Hey, it is fifth quarter after the dark, so are you ready for me, Chad?
I am. What do you got for us? I would imagine you got a joke for us. What do you got, Daniel?
What is the difference between a blonde and a brick?
A blonde and a brick?
Yeah.
All right.
A brick only gets blazed once.
503-248-0620 is your telephone number.
What'd you do there? Did you plug in your laptop?
I did plug in my laptop, yes.
Must have had you too, Brennan.
Yes, I did. I got all sorts of stuff going on. I got too many things going on now, man. It's too much going on. Too much going on. Oh, Daniel. 503-248-0620 is your telephone number. Let's go back out to the phones. Let's grab Jake in Northeast. Jake, what's up, brother?
Chad, what is up, my brother?
Oh, man, just enjoying the basketball and two unexpected road wins, which is very nice, and with Shaden Sharpe leading the way.
It's a beautiful thing. Shaden, I think he's going to be if he stays healthy, I think he's going to be going to be a top 5 player in a couple of years. Hey, I got a question for you. We have a problem.
Yeah, what's that?
That is that we have this amazing asset and player in Malcolm Brogdon who doesn't really fit our timeline, but he's just too good. And I want to keep him as long as we can because he's awesome and he's a stand-up dude. And he's I don't think we win either of those games without him. And he's also, I think he's going to really mentor our guards. And having a guy like that teaching Shaden and Scoot, I think is invaluable. But the playoff teams come trade deadline time that are going to be right on the bubble are going to be coming for him. And so I think it's going to be really hard for our front office to say no to some of the offers that are going to come for him.
Well, let me ask you a question, Jake. Which is more valuable for the franchise right now? If someone comes in and makes a ridiculous offer for Malcolm Brogdon and they fill a basket up with great assets, or having a veteran mentor on the bench for some of the young guys?
But he's not just a veteran. I mean, he's averaging like 22, 4, and I mean, he's playing awesome.
I know, but you
but
just said it. He's not a long-term plan for this team moving forward.
No, he's not. And I agree. Like, if someone just blew us away with like a young, promising player or two and like 4 firsts, like, you got to do it. He's not going to fetch that, though. It's going to be like a middling player, an expiring contract, and like 2 firsts or something. You know, it's we're not going to get a Drew Holiday type offer for him.
No, but you're looking for draft picks. So what I'm saying is, here's how I think Joe Cronin's going to play this, and this is the beautiful part about where they're at right now. Malcolm Brogdon will be dealt. I don't know if it's going to be before the deadline or sometime during the summer. He won't be on the team forever, but the great part about
I know. I agree.
Well, hold on for a second. But the beautiful part is that Joe Cronin is in no hurry to trade him at all. He doesn't have to do it right now. He doesn't have to do it before the deadline. So if he sees value in keeping him a little bit longer than maybe what we anticipated, he can do that. But if the right offer comes along before the deadline, then you make the deal. The good thing is that you're going to have multiple teams that are going to be looking to get a piece of him, or maybe Robert Williams or any of the other vets on the bench, so they can just sit back and wait until the right package comes along. They're in a great spot now because they've got vets who don't fit the long-term plans of the team, and these are guys that other teams, playoff contenders, are going to want, and the Blazers can sit back and wait for the best offer and continue to collect assets, which is the most important thing that they need to do right now next to developing Scoot and Shaden. So they're in a great spot. This is beautiful.
No, I totally agree. But to me, the most important thing is just developing Scoot and Shaden. Like, that's it.
Yes.
Like, everything else is secondary to those. And just from the eye test, I mean, I'm not in practices with them or anything, but it feels like his work ethic and winning tendencies are rubbing off on them a little bit. Like, Shaden was a man possessed tonight. He was ridiculous.
He was. And what I love about Brogdon, it'd be very easy for a veteran being traded from a contender, a championship contender like Boston, and winding up in Portland and being very bitter. But his attitude and approach has been nothing short of a pro, and I respect that a great deal.
Yeah, he's been great. He's been awesome. All right, man, I'll let you go and get other people on the line. Have a good one.
I appreciate it. There's Jake in Northeast. All right, Daniel mentioned this guy. He said that Otto, who called in with my warranty, sounded a lot like this guy, the voicemail guy. Take a listen to this guy. This is absolutely one of my favorites. He's never called me. I begged him. I don't know if he's alive or dead or where this guy's at, but he used to leave a bunch of voicemails for Wheels, and they're incredible. Take a listen. Of course, you're not going to work. All right, let's go back out to the phones. Let's go to Finn. Finn, I appreciate the phone call. You're up on the 5th quarter. Fire away.
Hey, Chad, what's up, man?
It is all good. How are you?
Pretty good, man. I redeemed my me and my son got our season tickets back in Section 201 this year, so I was a little concerned after watching a couple of the games. But one thing I was kind of concerned about, too, was I don't understand how Shaden Sharpe wouldn't be in the starting lineup even if Ant was hurt. It kind of sounded like a little bit that Shaden Sharpe was going to have to kind of work his way into the, to get his minutes. And I did it looking at him. I mean, he's the borderline our best player already. I just don't understand why he wouldn't be a starter guaranteed.
I think what the problem was is that, one, you've got Anthony Simons and you got Scoot. Those guys are both guards. Shaden's natural position is at the 2. What I would do now, based on what I've seen from Shaden, when Ant comes back, I'm playing Shaden Sharpe at the 3, and I'm just playing all 3 of the guys. Because what good is it going to do to have Matisse Thybulle out there? It's pretty clear you got to have Shaden on the floor. So there's no doubt in my mind that now, based on what we've seen, when Ant returns, they're not taking Shaden out of the starting lineup if he continues to play like this. You just can't.
No, he's got too much upside. He just has that it factor. He's one of those guys you watch, and his mentality, he's so just smooth, and his expression doesn't change, and he's kind of a bulldog type guy. And that's what I kind of like about this team this year is the guys coming off the bench. they mean business coming off the bench. They're not there to mess around. They don't care who you are. They're not trying to be nice guys. They're coming in to take it to you. And I think Chauncey, I really like Chauncey as our coach. And I think, if we give him some time, I think he can turn the culture and kind of making us into a defensive type first team. And I'm excited for the future.
Yeah, defense. Like tonight, he said it after the game, the defense won them the game. It was their defense in the second half. They held the Pistons to 42 points in the second half on 37.8% shooting. That's a very good recipe.
Well, and Detroit's pretty good. I mean, Cade Cunningham's no joke, man. That guy, talent-wise, is probably top 10 in the league, and Ivy. And, I mean, I like you said, I am shocked that they've won their last two games, especially after they beat Toronto. I was like, when we get down by 18, in the past, we'd mail it in, and they come back and win. And, we got Memphis coming in and for two in a row. I mean, they have a legitimate chance to be 4-3, and I never would have seen that happening, or I would have never thought that a couple days ago.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. You're right. That was good. That was a very good defensive performance tonight. Very good defensive performance. Let's go back out to the phones. Ron in Salt Lake. Ron, my man, what's up?
Chad, it's been too long, man. I haven't talked to you forever. How you been?
Fabulous. I am glad to hear your voice, and I'm glad that you're doing well, buddy. How's the family?
Family's good. I can't complain. I had a great summer of golf. I actually won my local club match play club championship. I was hitting the ball good. I wanted to hear, how is your golf? How would you assess your summer of golf? Where did you finish up?
Well, it was a terrific summer. I got in just under 100 rounds. My handicap, I got down into the sevens, which is beautiful, and I accomplished my goal of shooting even par. So I'm very, very happy about that.
Nice. Where did you shoot even par? What course?
At Heron. I shot even par at Heron, and that was a really good experience. And now I was working with my coach the other night. Now the big goal this offseason, Ron, will be going through the process of just shallowing out the swing, which is a very difficult thing to do. But in order to get to the next level and to be even more consistent, I've got to shallow it out. So that's going to be the big work this offseason.
Well, props to you for getting to even par. There's a lot of people in this world who dream of doing that once in their life and never have it happen. So nice job. Nice job.
Congrats on your club championship, dude. That's money. Woo!
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun summer of golf. I just want to give some of my early season assessments here. I think Blazer fans, we've all gone through kind of a shockwave through the whole Dame thing in the summer, and the trade and waiting for the trade, and the draft and everything else. And I think it's taken us some time to just kind of get our bearings of what's going on and what's this team going to be about, and what are we looking at, and it's taken me quite a while. But here's some of my thoughts. The length and the athleticism sticks out more so than before. The switchability on the defensive end is so much stronger. Shaden Sharpe, he looks so comfortable out there. It's like his confidence that he belongs on the NBA court and that he knows he belongs is obvious. He's not thinking, he's reacting, and he's just playing. And the guy, my question with Shaden before these last few games, I'm always like, does the guy have a passion for basketball? Does he truly love the game? I mean, we know he's got the athleticism, the skills, everything that you need, but it seems like he's enjoying himself, and he's just, he's holding his shoulders back a little bit more and his chest out a little bit more. And that's exciting, because I think when a guy like Shaden starts to believe in himself and knows that he belongs and that he's got the green light, who knows? He's going to be fun to watch. Kamara, how do you pronounce it? Is it Kamara or Kamara?
It's Tamani Kamara.
Kamara. That guy is a baby Pippen. Pippen was 6'8" with the same wingspan, I believe, as Kamara. Kamara is also 6'8". That guy, you look at his game, you look at the way he moves, everything. I mean, that guy's a baby Pippen. So that's going to be fun. That might be the steal. We might look back in a couple of years and say that was the steal of the trade by far. So that's a big, big piece. But they're fun to watch. We're not going to win a gazillion games this year. We might battle for the play-in. But if we can see the energy, the growth, the development, and then what's going to be fascinating is at the trade deadline, what's going to happen with that, because we've got pieces that Joe's going to be sitting there playing poker, saying, all right, I'll take the calls, and what are you guys offering? Because we could move Ant, we could move Brogdon, we could move, who knows what's going to happen. But anyway, how are you? Is the family good? How's your boy? How's the dog? How's everything going?
Yeah, the family's great, man. Puppy Shots is good. The kids are good, and I just have no complaints. I really don't know what else to say. It's all good, man.
Good. Well, I'll be calling in more often. Golf season's kind of winding down, and now that I think we all kind of have a bearing of what this Blazer team can be and what we look forward to, it's going to be fun to watch.
You got it, buddy. There's Ron in Salt Lake. Love him. That's a good dude right there. Okay, we'll come back, and we'll step into What's the Scoot, and we'll take your phone calls. Blazers get the win tonight, 110-101 over the Pistons at Little Caesars Arena. And now they're going to come back home and get ready for a matchup against the Grizzlies Friday night at Moda Center with the tip-off at 7. Fifth quarter here on your home of the Blazers, 620 Rip City Radio.
All right, YouTube. I figured I'd come on in here during this break. We got 2 minutes. We can do some talking here, have a little fun. Why not? Colby Jack trying to hook old Rachel up with Ron in Salt Lake. Ron in Salt Lake is happily married, Rachel says. The answer to that's yes, he is. The whole family's been in here for the fifth quarter before. That was last season. Maybe that will happen again. Have a little bit of fun. What else we got going on in the comments section? Scroll up. Nick Thompson being his usual Nick self. 1,000 comments. Can't understand any of them, but he's having fun. Yes, I will. The boss is yelling at me. Yeah. Okay. Confirmation that I'm hearing stuff from his laptop. What other comments do we got going on here on YouTube? This here channel, Jeremy, Matisse, Malcolm, in that order. And I won't be upset if they keep Malcolm. What was that in reference to? 2 firsts for Malcolm would be a steal. That'd be pretty nice. They got 2 firsts for Malcolm. Tough little position there, ain't it? He's playing well enough for you to like him. Not bad enough for you to want to get rid of him, but he doesn't fit the timeline, right? Never know, though. Maybe they keep winning ball games, and you never know what happens. Never lose hope, fan. Never lose hope. Never lose hope. Tamani Kamara is definitely the talk of the town, ain't he? I think you guys are loving him. A mini Pippen. I'm down with that. Hey, Orb, what's up to the Orb? He says, sup, Chris? The Orb is the man over here. I told Chad that you're always on it, telling us when the audio needs fixing or this and that. And I was like, he loves our audio finally. So, cameras, we need to work on the lighting. We need to work on the background. Piece by piece, though, okay? piece by piece. Hey, Colby Jack asking, how are the kids? The kids are wonderful. Thank you so much for asking. They had a wonderful Halloween last night, rocking the costumes and doing a little trick-or-treating with the fam. So they're loving it. I appreciate you asking, man. They are wonderful. So what else we got? Mika says, I'm killing the T-shirt game. No crying in baseball. I've said this before. Pretty sure most of my closet comes from the old baseballism shop. Their shirts are absolutely amazing. So I'll rock that one today. What's the orb say? Gotcha. Get yourselves a visual vibe. We'll work on it. We'll work on the visual part of this whole streaming thing, okay? Piece by piece. Just be happy that we're here. All right. My clock says we got about 20 seconds till Chad is back, so we will see you on the other side.
All right, for Scoot tonight, an abbreviated performance, 20 minutes, had 11 points, 7 assists, and just 3 turnovers. The issue was he left the game with a right ankle sprain. After the game, Coach Billups said he was sore. There was no update given on what his status would be for Friday, so we'll have to wait until probably sometime tomorrow to find out what his status is with the ankle sprain. Unfortunate for Scoot, who played better against the Raptors and played better tonight. So, incremental progress. But we're going to have to wait and see what the latest is with Scoot to see if he's going to be available for one of these Memphis games. And the good thing is he's young, so he should be able to bounce back pretty quick. I don't think it's a severe injury, but ankle sprain for Scoot and sore after the game, but finished the night with 11 points, 7 assists, just 2 fouls, and, showing progress. 4 of 10 from the floor. And the Blazers get a complete team win, 110-101 over the Pistons, where multiple guys stepped up. 24 points from Jeremy Grant, 16 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 steals for DeAndre Ayton. A team high 29 from Shaden Sharpe. He also pulled down 7 boards and dished out 5 assists. Off the bench, Robert Williams, 6 points, 8 rebounds. They got 14 from Brogdon. And Tamani Kamara, with great energy and defense. He had 7 points and 7 rebounds. He was all over the place. But that's a pretty good trio there off the bench with energy and some defense. Jabari Walker, Tamani Kamara, and Robert Williams, Chris. That's a nice little trio that Billups has got to work with. And sprinkle in the veteran Malcolm Brogdon, and that's not bad. Not bad at all.
Not bad at all, man. And one thing that is definitely noticeable right now, Chad, and it's kind of nice, is size. I mean, they're playing well. They're coming around. Take their lumps, yes. They got 2 wins. Can't take that away from them. But size, man, and it definitely matters in this case. And it's just nice to see length and big bodies out there. Not an entire lineup where you feel like you're rolling out like a 6'4" center and calling it a day. It's finally nice to have a little bit of size and strength. There was people pointing out too about they were playing a physical brand of basketball tonight. Nice to see.
All right, here is the clip that Daniel in North Phoenix was referencing, the voicemail guy that used to call Wheels. He said the guy who called in about my car warranty sounded like him. I don't think so, but let's take a listen.
Size, the ex-Blazer fan, like tens of thousands of others, were totally turned off by the Blazers' failure to represent the city of Portland. You really should resign because you are totally unprofessional. I have never heard a broadcaster like you. You complain and whine about everything. Even when an opponent makes a basket, it's Ian. He's in the key too long. He traveled and got away with it. You're totally unprofessional. Please get out and find someone like Bill Shumley who does the job in an adult and responsible manner and doesn't complain about every aspect of the game. perceived calls on the Blazers, perceived non-calls on opponents. I don't even listen to the games on the radio. I watch TV and I see Mike Rice and Mike Barrett, adult professional broadcasters. I know why you left Sacramento, because they couldn't stand it. And the same thing in Portland. You're really offensive to listen to. The Blazers, on the other hand, are a disgraceful, shameful team. What did they do? They screwed 20,000 fans and blew a game, another winnable game against the Lakers, the lowly, pathetic Lakers. And the Blazers are geniuses at figuring out how to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. And they lose another one, another unforgivable, inexcusable game. At the end of the season, the Blazers need to leave town. The fans have had enough of this. They have blown so many games this year and taken advantage of the best fans in basketball. They ought to creep out of town with their tails between their legs. A lot of us know better than to go to these games, and I pity the poor schmucks that show up at the Rose Garden, not the Moda Center, and leave shaking their heads in disbelief and disgust. If this is the kind of team we're going to have, better that we go without one. You know, there are lesser basketball leagues we could join, but Portland is a disgrace to the NBA. And if this team really represents the city of Portland, it's a waste of time. Please resign from the team. You're not doing the job. You're embarrassing everybody. I've listened to a lot of broadcasters for almost 60 years, and you are the worst by far. If you can't be a professional, if you can't be gracious when the other team scores, you're really in the wrong profession, Brian Wheeler. And if this team plans to represent the city of Portland, they better have a change of attitude and stop shoving it to the best fans in basketball. Good day.
I just have one question, Burkhardt. Are we adult professional broadcasters?
We are children in adult bodies. We do our best, but I wonder if that guy sent any voicemails over to Demers over the years.
I'll have to ask.
Demers doesn't get all excited for the other team. He'll do Isaiah Stewart with a 3. Good. I love it. It's good.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, those are never going to get tired. I love that. You're wrong, Daniel. That's not the same guy, but I understand what you were doing. You brought it up just so I would play the voicemail. So I see you working there. Let's go to Kiernan. Hey, Kiernan, first time that you've called the fifth quarter this year. What's going on?
Yes. Hey, and how was your summer, by the way?
It was very well. How about yourself?
You had a good summer? Oh, yep, I had a good summer too. And yes, I was sad too after Dame left, but yep, go Blazers! I'm glad they got the win tonight.
Yeah. So, what are you excited about with this young team so far?
Definitely excited for Shaden Sharpe and also Simons too. And I know Simons is out right now, but yes.
Well, that's great. Yeah, that was a good win tonight. Back-to-back road wins,
yes,
and now they come.
It was a good win tonight.
So,
yes.
What games are you going to go to this year?
I definitely like Shaden Sharpe too.
Oh yeah, there's no question. Sharpe looks great. What games you going to this year, Kiernan?
What games? Not sure yet. Yeah, not sure yet. But I know I'm going to try to go to a couple of games this year.
Well, it's great to hear your voice, buddy. I'm glad you had a good summer, and I look forward to hearing you throughout the course of the year.
Oh, yes. And yes, go Blazers. Yes.
Yeah, go Blazers. No question. There's Kiernan. Love him. Let's go to Christina. Hey, Christina, long time no chat. What's going on?
I am doing good. My Bronco won.
That was a huge win for the Broncos over the Chiefs on Sunday, Christina. That was fabulous.
My Blazer won and my Ranger won.
That's right.
Dad, I want to make a bet with you.
Okay. What bet would you like to make?
When we play the Lakers, I want to bet you that the Lakers will beat the Blazers.
Okay, we can do that.
Yeah. You still owe me from the half bet we made.
I do.
Could you just buy me a Jeremy Grant jersey?
Do you want a Jeremy Grant jersey?
Yes.
Well, I think we can make that happen, Christina. Hey, when do the Lakers play? Let me look and see when that first game. Are you talking about the first meeting between the Lakers and Blazers?
Yes.
Let's see what I got to take a look at the Portland schedule here. Give me a second. Trailblazers schedule. Okay, let's see here. LA Lakers. They've got the Lakers coming up in L.A. against the Lakers on November 12th, Sunday, November 12th. So it's going to be a week from Sunday.
Yes.
Okay.
And I have a big crush on you.
Well, thank you very much, Christina. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And by the way, it was the John Elway card that you sent me that brought good luck to the Broncos this past weekend in the win over Kansas City.
I got another one that you wanted before I sent it to my friend in California who sold them.
Oh, is your friend in California a Bronco fan?
No, he just sells football cards.
Oh, okay. Well, you know how it works, Christina. Bronco fans, John Elway cards are better off in the hands of Bronco fans, not just football card collectors. Oh, that's a good win for the Blazers tonight. Who they got coming up? So Memphis back-to-back Friday, Sunday. And then they head off next Wednesday in Sacramento against the Kings, Sunday in L.A. against the Lakers, Tuesday in Utah against the Jazz. So that is what we're looking at. All right. I don't know what to think right now. The Blazers getting back-to-back road wins was unexpected. I like unexpected pleasures early in the basketball season, Burkhardt. I'm a fan of that.
It was big. And, you know, what's interesting, Chad, is that now they get to take on the Grizzlies that are hobbling, right? I mean, no Ja, no Steven Adams, and they're struggling out the gate. So maybe you grab another win here. And like we said earlier, 54% of the games, that's what they're aiming for. Shout out to Poto. But no, the thing is, the Blazers got down early in this game. They were down by as many as 18.
Yep.
And it looked like it was donezo. It was over. And no, people were already tweeting, okay, well, this is where you've got to watch the little things. It's not about the wins and losses. I don't think anyone expected the young team like this to come and get that win. And they did. So you got to give them an absolute ton of credit, and especially for how they did it, because they did it on the defensive end of the basketball in that second half.
That's satisfying. Got to love the defense. They held the Pistons to 42 points on 37.8% shooting in that second half. And they walk away with the win. So that's going to do it for us. And big thanks to Chris Burkhardt, to all of you for joining us on YouTube and here on 620 Rip City Radio. Our next broadcast will come up on Friday. We'll have game day starting at 4:30 and then tip-off against the Memphis Grizzlies at 7. Your final score tonight from Little Caesars Arena in Detroit. The Trailblazers over the Pistons, 110-101. For Chris Burkhardt, I'm Chad Doing. Have a good night, my friends.